We don't know much about our planet. This is especially true for hard-to-reach places and places with a harsh climate. Antarctica, one of the most mysterious places on Earth, best meets these criteria. In fact, it is an icy desert with many secrets yet to be unraveled. The continent is so large that it seems as if scientists are just beginning to study this vast territory. It is incredibly dry and windy here, with only 50 millimeters of precipitation per year, while 99% of the continent is covered in ice. In the remaining 1% you will find the McMurdo Dry Valleys, where massive sand dunes are 70 meters high and 200 meters wide. The climate of the dry valleys is similar to that of Mars, and scientists believe that this region may hold the secrets of life on other planets. However, the dunes are moving at an alarming rate, migration an average of 1.5 meters per year. Scientists believe this is caused by climate change. As the atmosphere warms, the ice melts and the dunes slip away. They are currently working fast to uncover the mysteries of the dunes before they disappear forever. In the McMurdo Dry Valley, a bright crimson 5-story waterfall from the Taylor Glacier flows into Lake Bonny. It looks like blood flowing from a wound in ice, but scientists have recently discovered the cause of this mysterious phenomenon. The water that feeds the blood falls was once a salt lake, which is now cut off from the atmosphere due to the formation of glaciers on top of the lake. The water was preserved at a depth of 400 meters underground and became even more salty over time. Now it is 3 times saltier than seawater and cannot freeze. Salt water is also extremely rich in iron and completely devoid of oxygen and sunlight. When iron-rich water seeps through a crack in the glacier and comes into contact with air, the iron oxidizes and rusts, turning the water dark red. These days, more than 300 large reservoirs have been discovered on the continent. They do not freeze due to geothermal heat or simply use the heat from the Earth's core. The lakes form an extensive hydrological network under a thick ice sheet. It is known that some of them are interconnected, but these are also completely isolated ones, which means that the water has been in one place for thousands of years. Scientists believe that these isolated lakes may be inhabited by microorganisms that have yet to be discovered by modern science. Antarctica is an ancient land that has undergone incredible transformations over millions of years. Before becoming a frozen desert after the Ice Age, Antarctica was a warm region with tropical forests and perhaps even civilizations. The theory evolved from the discovery of petrified wood, signs of tropical trees, and leaf prints that show the existence of tropical forests in Antarctica. Scientists found the first dinosaur remains in Antarctica in 1986, and in 2006 they managed to repeat the discovery, but it was about single copies. But in 2016, the expedition on James Ross Island received an unprecedented catch. In total, more than a ton of dinosaur remains were found. This amount of material for detailed analysis is a good opportunity to shed light on the extinction of dinosaurs. Now active work is underway on the remains obtained. Some of the samples are more than 71 million years old. These are no detailed data on the species yet, but it's already known that some bones belong to plesiosaurs and mesosaurs, other to smaller birds and even ducks of the late Cretaceous period. Despite freezing conditions, Antarctica is home to a number of volcanoes. These are 4 volcanoes on Ross Island. Also, all of them are inactive, with the exception of Mount Erebus, whose volcanic activity has increased significantly over the past 30 years. Mount Erebus is an extreme natural wonder, with liquid magma and ancient lava lakes that have been boiling for about 1.3 million years. It is the southernmost active volcano in the world and the second highest volcano in Antarctica, reaching a height of 3,800 meters. Scientists cannot visit Mount Erebus often because of the remoteness and dangerous weather conditions. Also, a team of scientists managed to climb the volcano in 2013. They walked through snow, rocks, and glaciers to the top, where they found organisms living in the heat of the volcano. They also discovered a number of ice caves with thriving microorganisms in the soil, and it is believed that these extreme creatures are the most unique in the world. Antarctica is a gold mine of meteorites. Also, meteorites can fall all over the Earth. They are easier to find in Antarctica, as cold, dry conditions preserve rock debris. Dark meteorites are also easier to detect on a completely white ice surface, and there are almost always extraterrestrial rocks, since few rocks naturally form on the ice sheets of Antarctica. East Antarctica is particularly ripe for meteorite finds, as the massive ice sheet remains stationary long enough for its upper layers to evaporate under the influence of sunlight and strong winds. It shows all the ice and huge accumulations of meteorites. Since 1976, more than 20,000 samples of extraterrestrial meteorites have been collected. In 2013, a group of Japanese and Belgian scientists discovered the largest meteorite found in East Antarctica in the last 25 years. The extraterrestrial stone weighed an incredible 18 kilograms. The Gamburtsev Mountains are hidden under a layer of ice from 2 to 4,000 kilometers thick. They stretch for 1,200 kilometers and rise to 3,000 meters, which is a third of the height of Mount Everest. The mountains were named after the Soviet geophysicist Grigory Gamburtsev after they were discovered in 1958 by Russian scientists. For a long time, the Gamburtsev Mountains were almost unexplored due to the obvious difficulties of access to the formation. In 2008-2009, there was an international project to study the mountain system, AGAP, during which a map of the mountain range was compiled using radars, during radio sounding from aircraft, magnetic field and gravity measurements, and seismic sounding. The Gamburtsev Mountains puzzled scientists for a long time about how they formed and why they still exist. At present, the age of the Gamburtsev Mountains is estimated at 500 million years. For comparison, the age of the Ural Mountains is estimated at 300 million years. The Appalachian Mountain Range in the USA, 300 million years too. There are probably older mountains in Namibia and Australia, but they are smoothed out by erosion processes, and they are incomparably lower. In theory, the Gamburtsev Mountains were supposed to collapse with the geological passage of time. The exploration of Antarctica by the Nazis began in 1938. During 1938-1939, they organized 2 expeditions that carefully explored the vast territory which was photographed meter by meter from the air and trampled by scientists of the Third Reich. The whole territory was marked with thousands of metal pennants with swastikas. Thus, one of the first mysteries of Antarctica, called New Swabia, arose. The Nazis declared the territory of the Third Reich. The development of this land was not long in coming, so from 1938 to 1943 the Nazis built a secret base 211. Cargo for the construction of this base was transported mainly by submarines of the secret Union Führer's convoy. By the end of the war, Nazi submarines transferred many secret documents, developments, and relics of the Third Reich to Base 211, and many researchers claim that Hitler himself managed to escape and hide in the ice of Antarctica for a long time. Reports of anomalies in the South Pole region have been coming in since polar explorers' first attempt to reach it, namely at the beginning of the 20th century. So on January 11, 1912, polar explorer Robert Falcon Scott and his comrades reached the South Magnetic Pole, losing only one person along the way. But the way back, which took a different route, was the last for all members of the expedition. According to the official version, Scott's expedition died due to the harsh weather conditions of Antarctica. However, judging by the discovered records on the way back, they encountered not only bad weather, but also inflexible anomalies in the form of luminous balls that destroyed the members of the expedition one by one. Polar explorers have encountered similar phenomena of Antarctica more than once. Many participants in research in the area of the South Magnetic Pole saw anomalies in the form of huge balls or other figures and became their victims. This next secret of Antarctica got its name in 1966, Plasmosaurs, so this deadly phenomenon was called by the American physicist Roy D. Christopher. He suggested that plasmosaurs are living creatures in the form of plasma clouds. Russian scientists also agree with him. However, they believe that this anomaly is a psychophysical cloud of energy that causes hallucinations and strikes people with high-power electrical discharges. Scientists also suggest that these creatures appeared before the emergence of organic life on our planet.